The gallbladder support is just for it to facilitate the process of excretion. It helps in a way where it helps you go more regularly through healing the gallbladder, which pushes also the bile out. Of course, it's not just that, but that helps gallbladder formula. The liver support I haven't taken. Well, the new liver support, the one that we took, and then we both had the chest tension.
Oh yeah.
There was the other liver, the tonic, and that was killer. Because that includes the synthetic selenium, among a lot of other things. So yeah, at that time my body couldn't handle it. Yeah, my zinc the other day really made me go down. Like selenium, similar to selenium, a tiny bit less in intensity.
You mean selenium is less?
Yes, no, zinc.
Oh, really?
Zinc, a tiny bit less.
Because you got really, really depressed out of nowhere.
Because zinc is used as part of the detoxing process. At least part of cleaning the system. It's part of that. Selenium is more focused on mercury. So expect for selenium to deal with mercury more than zinc. They're both detoxing, but the one will have more mercury within them. And they're both, whatever metals they help to detox, if there's some type of binders, they're weak, so they'll just redistribute. It brings out of the tissues some mercury, and then that mercury has to travel, which is the Herx reaction.
Yeah.
The traveling, and then enough, then it does the whole process of either bile or urinary excretion, and so I don't know how that selection or how fast or.
And the other thing to note from Dr. Christopher Shade was that if it's trying to eliminate through the bile or the urine, but it's having a lack of minerals to relax enough to be able to alleviate, that it has the potential to redistribute in the body by throwing back instead, because it can't easily release
Yeah,
it.
there's so many factors, there's so many variables. Like, for example, inflammation. You can't poop during inflammation. You can't. Your body won't. Unless you force it by other means, and that's just a different story. But it won't allow it. You have to be hydrated. Definitely have to be hydrated. You have to have your electrolytes. You have to have your potassium in check along with your magnesium. You can't do all this process of detoxing without it. Then you have to have your gallbladder working well, bile moving well, no obstructions, no slushiness, which a lot of people have a slushy bile. So you have to take care of that as well. So a lot of things for detox to flow smoothly, pun intended. The gut, I know that FOS helps, which has the good bacteria, the bifidus and lacto, whatever. It's sort of like gallbladder formula, but not as effective. That over time it just starts, and this one is works on the flora. I don't fully understand how the process. For example, when you take in selenium and it takes the mercury out of the tissues, and then it begins the excretion process. I don't know the details of that at all. I don't know. Can that be done without binders?
Or is it okay to add binders to some things and make it, and it would be compatible?
Yeah, it
like
would.
the zeolite powder.
Yeah, it would. But yeah, is selenium a type of binder? Because I know people swear that they will take care of their whole mercury problem with just selenium over time. Just selenium. So I'm guessing it's some type of binder, or I don't know. I'm guessing.
I think timing matters too, of when you excrete it versus how, taking selenium. Say you're very delayed and you can't seem to poop for a while and it takes you a while.
Right.
Does it kick back?
I don't understand that either. Like, for example, I'm thinking when you gotta poop is because you've eaten. But say you're somewhat of an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Is it what happens? I don't know. Those details, I have no idea. But it seems like my stack is working well.
So right now your regimen is, for the record,
The fermented turmeric, 2 pills, capsules. Damn, what else?
dandelion root, which helps facilitate glutathione, as well as relaxes the muscles. That helps you have a laxative effect a little bit.
artichoke extract. It helps, increases bile production. Less work or support work for, it shows support for the gallbladder. Vitamin C, cruciferous vegetables.
But not just any vitamin C.
From real sources, not ascorbic acid, from nature. Then cruciferous vegetables.
Which is basically cruciferous also being like chlorella, spirulina.
Yeah, all of it. All the greens.
Which in themselves, if I understand, are also binders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a whole mix of things. And every time I take that, it helps my poop a lot. It helps to clean. So in the cleaning process, I have more to excrete. The addition of 2 cruciferous vegetable pills every day makes you have more things to excrete.
Just wait till we get to the parasitic cleanse stage, which is not yet where we're at, because if you can't handle zinc or selenium without some discomfort or worse, we're not yet ready for you to purge the parasites that are helping keep you alive.
What I do like the addition of is the holy basil when I'm working on excretion. When I take that big stack at holy basil, because I realized that that assists the adrenals, and so whatever is supportive of the adrenals, your stress, it helps the whole process. Because when you're stressed, that increases inflammation. That decreases the process of excretion. So you gotta be in good spirits to have the process work, flow.
You can imagine how hard it is for most people going through either heavy metal toxicity or anything of the sort. Like, it is for them to come to that conclusion because they may not have, worked in themselves enough to be at that level. They get hit with illness like this, and it's consecutive, one symptom after another, spread throughout time, starting slowly at first and then building up to something that just starts rapid fire. Because in the last couple of months, you started having symptom after symptom. We were running around glucose testing you. We were running around trying to find out whether or not you needed to eat at 3 a.m. and then 6 a.m. because you kept getting, sugar drops.
It's starting to heal.
The fact that you can sleep more than 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You were like a car that kept trying to start, but the starter wouldn't turn. It was rough.
Like, making this current shift that I'm going through is challenging, to say the least, because it feels somewhat of an effort to choose to focus where I want as opposed to how I physically feel. That's
The shaman way.
that's new. And that's challenging because the physical is so loud right now, all the time, that choosing to go a step further or the, it's challenging because your mind doesn't want to, because you're feeling so much here, and like it gets to a point where you start getting so tired of here, which is the ailments, the symptoms, that you're like, yeah, but I need something different. I can't be here. So you start naturally, but through hardships, you start focusing further out. Like, this can't keep going like this. This can't just. So you start entertaining ideas outside of your experience. And that's the things that if you keep following it, you'll start getting out of it little by little.
It's funny that yeah, and that's the thing that crushed me, by the way. The other day when you had an episode and then you just started crying saying, I miss being normal.
Yeah, because I haven't felt normal in so long.
I was going to say another statement, but I got lost in the emotions of that one. It is very shamanistic, the way it kind of funnels you into that realm or that space. You think of all the lost souls out there and their comments on the videos that describe going through the same thing, but they are at a level where it's just astonishing how deep their stories go. Like the person looped in dementia. They found that out.
I read a comment today that was pretty good. They've been doing detox, and they were trying to give some words of encouragement to somebody going through detox and getting all these symptoms. And they were saying, yeah, he's like, for me, the first 20 days were horrible. Then I had 10 good days after that. And then after that, it was, I would go from great to feeling like agonizing death. I would just teeter around for a couple weeks after that. He's like, it's just part of it. I'm like, huh. And he's out of it now.
Wish that I got to hear more testimonials of how many years or how many months it took them to get out of it.
Yeah.
And the thing about what we've done so far in learning all of it is that we're carving a path of truth.
I gotta take care of this root canal stuff. And that'll happen when it happens. It makes it challenging to sleep. According to the documentaries, there's inflammation there.
Just because you forced something in a dead space, and who knows if they got all the root out to begin with, even too, which is a common thing.
No, they take it out. They sterilize. There are things that stay there.
Invisible to the naked eye.
Yeah. It'll get infected. There are many reasons why it gets infected. First, the biggest reason they keep, going over and over again is that you never leave anything dead inside in your body. You don't. There's nothing that is dead and stays in your body. You're just begging for an autoimmune disease. What is this that's inside the body that's foreign because it's not part of the system? It's not connected by the nerves. It doesn't have any blood going to it. It doesn't have any oxygen. It doesn't have anything feeding it, keeping it alive, because it's sort of like your nails, your teeth. People think it's just something that's on. No, it's connected to your whole body. the meridian and all this.
Those are the circuitry, and then you have your initial organs themselves, which all correlate to each quadrant of tooth.
So what happens? Like you have something dead there, and then enclosed, so much so that the immune system can't even get there. So you have an infection that can't be healed. It's affecting your organs. It's mostly affecting your coronary artery. Root canals increase the risk of heart attack. Messes with the flow. And so you might start having a mess with give you arrhythmia.
Myocarditis? Or pericarditis?
Yeah,
Pericarditis.
they're like that. Myocarditis is a big one.